Hey Nate, this is Rebecca Lane and I want to give you some feedback on your speech. So the way we're going to do this is we're just going to talk really quick through it.
Edmund Burke.
So the first thing is that we want to try to make sure you've got a little bit more of a set back here behind you. Try to find a flat wall or something. Another thing, notice your posture, and I realize that I just stopped this, so it's not necessarily fair, but look at that posture, this posture right here. That is a really defensive posture, so make sure that you're bringing your chin down. I like that you're wearing a clean white t-shirt. Go ahead and try to find a polo shirt or a shirt with a collar, and that's going to make this even better. And the final thing, try to go ahead and open up your framing. What I recommend is tilting this camera down just a little bit so that we can see the bottom of your rib cage. And the reason I suggest this is because this allows you to use hand gestures in a way that looks really normal to us. So go ahead and give yourself the opportunity to use hand gestures. Okay, moving forward.
A 17th century parliamentarian and political writer once said, "All that is needed."
Okay, so one of the things I'm seeing right now is you've just leaned over your computer. So we really want to make sure we maintain that upright posture the whole time. Also, you're not looking at the camera, which means that you're not making eye contact with us. What I'm guessing is you've got your speech down here on the screen. So that's okay for a rehearsal, but for the purposes of this final presentation, we really want to make sure that you are making eye contact with that camera so it feels like you're looking at us.
For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Now you may be asking, who am I to be delivering such a message?
Okay, so first off, I love the way that you delivered that quote. You're being really expressive. You have a lot of clear articulation. Well done.
Well, the answer to that is simple. I am the guilty. Yes, I have witnessed my fellow classmates get bullied while I did nothing. I have seen unwarranted rudeness from one human being to another as I walked by. But then again, on the flip side of this, I have been a hero once or twice in my life. I have helped another student find peace through my interventions of the bullying acts, although I did not provide a long-term resolution for the problem. However, what you don't do defines who you are as much as the things you do. That means as much as you are an astronaut, as much as you are a doctor, as much as you are an athlete, when you let evil go by.
Okay, so there's a point where you really need to connect with us a little bit more overtly, and I'm starting to hear you move into the rest of your speech. Make sure that you really get that "you" statement in there.
You are a willing participant. You are an evil supporter. We all support evil, whether we realize it or not. With every heinous act you let go by that you see, it's like telling the devil, "I'll make a deal with you. Leave me alone and do as you wish to my fellow humans."
Okay, so you got
All
there.
that is
Good work.
necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. This is the statement I would like to get across in this presentation. This is the statement that I would like you to walk away and remember. At the end of this presentation, if you take nothing else.
Okay. I like that you're using this concept of repetition. I think that's really that's a good impulse. But at this point, you've repeated this a little bit more, and I'm really starting to. I want to hear the meat. So get to the point. And I know that sounds flippant and a little bit condescending, and that's not my intent. But really, I'm hearing you talk a lot, and now I want you to get to the point. Okay, so I'm hooked. I'm interested. Tell me. But the repetition that you're using is still starting to feel like you're still trying to convince me. You got me. I'm there. So now go ahead and flesh it out.
Take this. Preston Diener, 15 years old, was once interviewed and recorded about bullying. While he's being interviewed, a bully attacked him. And the saddest part about this all is that they recorded it. Instead of dropping the camera and helping, they recorded it. In North Little Rock, Steve Washington, a 23-year-old handicapped man.
Okay, this stuff. I like these stories that you were including right here. Make sure that you tell me where you got them. So who reported this, what newspaper, what day, stuff like that.
Was viciously beaten while 9 people watched and recorded and did nothing except post the videos on YouTube and Facebook. Dan Danoff, 29, was convicted of killing Jennifer Mills Wesley, 60 years old, on May 13, 2011 in Santa Cruz.
So this list is one of those things that you might actually be able to start with. The quote is great, but if the quote is your big idea, then you don't want to start with that, right? So this list of stories is actually pretty powerful, right?
Bruce beheaded the lady while people watched him do this. The hero inside you is the enemy of evil. This is the greatest truth you should realize. There is no greater enemy to evil than the good in the human race. Now, Kevin Bridges has saved 100.
Okay, so we're about halfway through your speech, and I still haven't heard a preview statement. So one of the things that I want to hear is I really want to hear a preview statement that gives me, this is the roadmap that I'm going to follow. And it's really important, especially in spoken word stuff, that that's really overt. I really want to have that roadmap ahead of time. So go ahead and probably you want to do this like a minute in, right?
Of lives over the past 26 years. He is a California Highway Patrol Sergeant, and he patrols the Golden Gate Bridge looking for jump.
So again, I'm seeing your impulse to use your hand gestures, but we can't see them, which is why I'm suggesting you bring your frame down, and also you're still not making eye contact with us. So one of the things you're doing incredibly well is you've got a lot of energy, you've got a lot of passion, you have a lot of vocal variation, you've got strong articulation, things like that are working for you. So the stuff you're halfway there. We just need to make sure we're focusing on the structure, and we want to make sure that you're looking at us, and we want to make sure you're citing your sources.
First, he helps these people for no reason but to help them. During World War II, a guy by the name of Oskar Schindler saved over 1,000 Jews from the deadly grips of the Nazis from his interventions. By helping the Nazis, he was in fact helping the Jews. On January 1st, 1863.
Again, how do you know this? Please cite this.
The Emancipation Proclamation was signed, freeing slaves all over the United States. On April 15, 1865, Mr. Lincoln paid with his life for this deed. The impact of inactivity. The impact of inactivity. This is what I would like to talk to you next about.
Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that you are transitioning onto your next main point. I think that's really good. So I like how you introduced that next main point. Go ahead and do a little bit of an internal summary. So the main point that you just, and that looks like, so I just talked about this, now I'm moving on to this, and this is what these two things have in common. So that helps us stay on the train with you.
Your inactivity has an impact. Aaron Dugmore, thought to be one of the youngest children in the UK to commit suicide, was found in his bedroom, tormented for months at school, while nobody did nothing because he was white. Funny, right? No, it's not. In 1964, Kitty Genovese is stabbed to death. 3 separate.
Okay, so you have a lot of stories, but now I want to hear some data. I want to hear. So there are terrible things that happen in this world. Yes. So do you want me to stop it for a simply altruistic reason? And also, how do I stop it? So yes, we see there's a problem. We've established the problem. So, but I'm not clearly seeing the solution. Inactivity. So stop being inactive. That's not really specific, right? That's like, we can be a lot more specific than that. So go ahead and give me something tangible that I can do.
Attacks. She screamed for 35 minutes when nobody did nothing. After the last attack, somebody finally called the police, but it was too late. A lady by the name of Tavoya Owens, 21, was beat to death by a group of men outside of a traffic court. Now that we know that even our choice to remain inactive is a lifestyle choice, maybe we can choose to act in a way that will improve our lifestyles for our generation and all generations to come.
Okay, so you've got this closing here. I think that's good. What I'd really like to see you do is I would really like to see you Give me a really clear call to action. So you've got that general, we need to do something, cool, but what? And that's your job as the speaker to tell me what. Okay, so if you have any questions, Nate, let me know. I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves. Thanks so much. Bye.